Volvo, the Swedish luxury brand behind the Iron Mark, famous for safety, comfort and a focus on design. This here is the new S90 sedan. Now, when I say new, you'll be asking, what's new? It's simple. Look under the headlight. Whereas the earlier car had a myriad of surfaces and cuts and creases, this one is both simpler and visually cleaner. Another surefire way to tell is that the previous generation car got rectangular exhausts, which are missing on this new one. Apart from these small changes, the S90 remains faithful to the original. Long in beam with an elongated bonnet, a push-back cabin and square shoulders, it has a regal air to it. But what really is new is what's under the bonnet. There's a new 250 horsepower petrol and we're here to tell you what it's like. As soon as you get behind the wheel, it's pretty clear. Comfort is the focus of this car, and it's in all areas. The windows here are double glazed. The suspension rides softly and cocoons you from the road. The ride is extremely supple and soft, and even when you accelerate, it gathers pace in a refined and smooth manner. The engine truly feels effortless, assisted by a 10 kilowatt electric boost and a 48 volt electric system. The engine is pretty refined too. Tap the throttle at around 1500 RPM and the S90 pulls you forward with a great deal of smoothness. The turbo lag is well masked by the electric boost from the 48 volt system, and tapping the throttle often releases a nice slug of torque that you don't expect in a turbocharged engine. This makes it particularly good in city traffic where you want your car to respond immediately. Occasionally, however, the responses are a bit too strong, especially when power from the electric motor overlaps with boost from the turbo. Now, at times when you put your foot down, it does take you by surprise by a stronger than expected burst of acceleration. But as long as you pay attention to it, you soon get used to that. Power delivery further up the rev range isn't as strong. In fact, it feels a bit too relaxed. Now, while the B5 has 250 horsepower, it doesn't feel quick in a traditional sense. Put your foot down and it more gathers speed than accelerates and hurls you at the horizon. By 5000 RPM, the engine is pulling pretty hard, but it is a bit noisy and strained at these speeds. That said, the S90 is reasonably quick and takes a claimed 6.9 seconds to do the 0 to 100 km/h dash. The S90's 8-speed automatic gearbox is improved too. While it's nowhere near as quick or as intuitive as some of the best boxes around, it gets the job done. You don't get paddle shifters, however, and then oddly, the crystal-topped gear lever only works in steps. This is especially galling when you do 3-point turns. Now, something that takes getting used to is the double tap you require to change gears in this automatic selector. And normally, you pull the lever back and it goes into D, or you push the lever forward and it goes into reverse. But here, you need to come from reverse to neutral, that's one tap, and then neutral to drive, that's the second one. And then when you need to go back, it's the same thing all over again. Needs a bit of getting used to. Where the S90 aces it is when it comes to ride. Volvo's Land Yacht rides in a supple, rubber-footed manner, with medium-sized bumps and undulations dispatched easily. And it isn't just regular roads that the Volvo rides well over. Even seriously damaged and broken roads are ridden over with a sort of confidence you don't expect. It really does take these roads beautifully. Insulation isn't as good as on Merc's E-Class, but it's also pretty silent inside the cabin, and a lot of that is down to the solid build and the good insulation. What also adds to comfort is that the pedals are beautifully damped and well metered, both the accelerator and the brake. And as ever, Volvo's oily smooth, light steering is great when you just want to relax and let the car drive itself. With its comfort-centric setup, corners, however, aren't its thing. The S90 also isn't the sportiest car to drive. While it does take corners with a good deal of confidence, it's clear the setup is more meant for comfort here than for attacking apexes. The light and easy to twirl steering feels slightly disconnected at higher speeds. Body control around corners isn't confidence inspiring, and while the car has a decent amount of grip, pushing it faster and faster isn't particularly enjoyable. Now, the S90's beautifully built and designed cabin is familiar to anyone who spent a bit of time in a modern Volvo, but there are a few new bits here. Now, while the cabin is familiar, you do get a few new bits. What's particularly nice is that this black top gets nice contrast stitching. You get this wood paneling here. Of course, the chrome running right across with these click to close vents. Really nice. You get a Bowers & Wilkins sound system, among the best there is. And this screen now, this vertically aligned screen, is now full with connected tech. There are apps here like Google Maps installed so that they're ready to use. You get YouTube Music, Spotify, Libby, and a whole host of other connected tech. This crystal gear lever is new, and of course this beautifully built volume control knob that you can't help but play with. It's so beautifully damped, it just gives it a fantastic luxury feel. Beautifully built, tastefully designed and put together with plenty of classy bits scattered liberally around the cabin, this is an environment you always look forward to getting back into. The S90's front seats also get backrest massage, and integrated with the car is an advanced air cleaner that sucks up a whole host of pollutants, so important today with air quality plummeting. The S90's cabin is, however, too reliant on the screen with too many functions installed here. Adjusting fan speed, for example, requires to take your eyes off the road and look at the screen. Not nice on the move. There is a good amount of space in the rear, however. So plenty of space and comfort in the back. There's a good amount of legroom. The backrest supports you nicely, and it's a long, large seat. But you are sat a bit low, and you have this big central hump for the four-wheel drive version. Apart from these, the S90 comes equipped with a fair amount of goodies. There's a 4-zone aircon system, ventilated front seats, side blinds, a sunroof, Napa leather in sections, a subwoofer, wireless charging, auto-dimming mirrors, puddle lights, and driver aids include lane keep assist, blind spot alert, and cross traffic alert, among many regular Volvo others. If you're looking for a luxury car that is beautifully built, well equipped, refined, smooth, silent, and effortless to drive, the Volvo S90 B5 with its petrol hybrid engine is a strong contender for your money. It looks distinctive, rides beautifully, and it is likely to be amongst the safest cars in its class. You are sat a bit low in the rear. The S90 doesn't have a sporty bone in its body, and Volvo dealers aren't as widespread as rivals, but if comfort, quality, effortless performance, and buying something a bit different appeal to you, take a long, hard look at Volvo's petrol S90 that at 61.9 lakh is a lot of car for not all that much money.